Before we dive into this next episode of Both Sides of the Check, let me take a moment to recognize our sponsor, Miss Cat Consulting. We help people that are looking to start their own business take your concept to company. So if you're interested in learning more, make sure you go to connectwithmisscat.com. In the meantime, sit back, relax, and we're going to pull back the curtain of entrepreneurship while we sit down with another great check writer. What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Miss Cat, your coach, accountability partner, and teacher. Season 4, y'all know how we do this thing. Every single week, we're bringing on a check writer, someone who is full time to give you some game, some juice, some nuggets on what it's like to be on the other side of the check. This is both sides of the check. So, we're going to get right to it. I'm not going to, without further ado, okay? We're going to get right to it. Go ahead, for my next guest, go ahead and introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. Well, my name is Xavier. I also go by Zay. I am the CEO and founder of Regal Pineapple Hospitality.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Just saying the name again is like crazy because we just reached half a decade in July.
Ooh,
Um, really,
congratulations.
really grateful. I'm beyond blessed to celebrate 5 years. And we also just recently changed our name from Zay Signature Creations to Regal Pineapple Hospitality.
Okay.
And we made that change to really give a more of a corporate feel and also really emphasize hospitality, that we are a hospitality company. And then also to emphasize the pineapple, which is the universal symbol for hospitality.
Okay, because I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I like pineapples, don't get it twisted. But I was thinking to myself, like, what does the pineapple have to do with it? So you're saying
Yeah.
that's the international symbol
Yes,
for
it's
hospital.
very, very deep. It's universal. It comes from centuries ago. With the pineapple, it was a rare thing at the time.
Okay,
People couldn't get access to pineapples. Only the
interesting.
rich and the wealth were able to get the pineapples, and they use it as a symbol of welcome whenever they had gatherings, parties, like, oh, welcome, thank you for coming. Or they would also use it as a thank you and goodbye. And so
Awesome.
over time, it turned into warmth, welcome, hospitality, luxury. And so, hey, universal symbol of hospitality.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So, what made you decide?
Oh,
Okay, look.
uh-oh.
And what is the look? Hold on, before we get
Look,
started,
because I'm about
is
to
it
knock out the
look?
mic.
So before we get started, what you got today? I love
So,
when people bring me gifts. Look,
yes,
look.
while we were on the topic, I wanted to
Okay,
go ahead and gift you as
awesome.
well. So just go ahead and pull that on out of
Look, for
there.
I be done. Look, you know these nails, y'all. Okay, a pineapple.
Yes.
Ooh, see,
Uh-oh.
I already
So
knew.
yeah, look,
Look, we already knew what it was
we're
gonna
just
be.
gonna pull it on
Look,
out.
okay. Well, thank you for my pineapple. So this
Yes.
means welcome and
Warm.
and the universal symbol for hospitality. Pretty
Absolutely.
cool. Well, thank
Yes.
you for that. So with that being said, why hospitality? Like, how did you get in that
Yes.
arena?
Well, I've been in hospitality for all my life almost. I
Really?
mean, I've been in hospitality for almost 10 years now.
Okay.
So I studied hospitality in school. I've been in hospitality since 2017. I've been food and beverage management with Marriott International. I've done restaurant management with the Pappas restaurant chain. I mean, I've literally have been in
That's been
hospitality all my life.
life. So I okay. That's interesting because you said even from high school.
Yes.
High school, like normally in high school, you're trying to figure out your life, you're trying to figure it out, right? But even from high school, you knew that this is what you wanted to do.
Yes.
Was it something like, was it passed down? Was it something that
Well,
clicked inside? Like, how do you know from high school that I want to serve
mhm.
be in this type of industry?
Well, I love people. I love
Okay.
making people happy. I love creating experiences, and I've always been that way. So I always knew that this was the industry that I wanted to be in. Back then, when I was in high school, I didn't know it was the term hospitality.
Understood.
At the time I called it, I was like, oh, I'm going to be a culinary entrepreneur or something like that. I just knew something along those lines. I knew I always wanted to open up a restaurant and something along those lines. And when I was getting ready to graduate high school and college at the same time, because I also graduated with my associate's degree,
Okay.
at the same time.
Okay.
But I
Look.
knew when I was going to the four-year university, I was like, okay, well, I got to figure out what is the actual
Yeah. What's the term?
field. Like,
Like,
what am I
yeah. What
supposed to do?
is?
And
Yeah.
that's when I discovered hospitality. And I said, oh my gosh, all the things hospitality. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
hotels, restaurants, Airbnbs,
Yeah.
events, culinary. I mean, it comes with so much.
Much.
And as
Hmm.
soon as I went into those studies, I fell even deeper in love with hospitality.
Awesome. So I would imagine, and take us through the journey. I would imagine. So after high school, did you start working for somebody in the field, or
Yes.
immediately? Tell us about that path.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So I did my internship before I graduated college with Marriott International. So that's
Okay.
where the food and beverage management came in. Then soon after that, I went into restaurant management with the Pappas chain. Now I
Okay.
was already in hospitality before then, serving at different restaurants like Gringos, a few others. But I did management with Pappas restaurants. I did a little bit of management with Gringos as well, but most of it was with the Pappas restaurant chain with Papado in the Woodlands at the time. So
Okay.
that's where that kind of started.
Okay. Well, what I like and what I'm hearing you say,
Mhm.
because a lot of us entrepreneurs, and I'm guilty of it, we just kind of just jump out there and we don't got no training. We don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So what I appreciate and I love about your story is like from youth, you knew what you wanted to do
absolutely.
and you started to hone in on that. And I think that's that's unique in this arena because like I said, a lot of us might have a passion and we kind of just jump out.
Yeah.
We don't really train. Some of us don't have no degrees, you know what I mean? So I think kudos to you, for identifying that early on
Yes.
and then just sticking to the course, right?
Absolutely.
So with that being said, now you have your own hospitality. Tell us from
Yes.
like what was that transition like from I don't know where the last,
Right, right. Of
where it
course.
was, but tell us about the transition and what made you
Mhm.
decide, like, you know what, I want to do this for me full time.
Yes, absolutely. So I know my pathway is very unique. I have a
Mm.
very unique pathway. I've always been in hospitality. I've always known this is what I wanted, right? But I didn't know it was going to happen so soon. I always call it an accident that
Gotcha.
the company started back then in 2020. My original goal was to go into corporate management, become a concept leader, open up other restaurants under all of these big corporations and highlight hospitality and making sure that they have that company culture valuing their team. That was
Understood.
like a huge, huge, huge piece for me, valuing your team. And that did not happen.
Like,
uh,
why didn't
the,
it
the
happen?
pathway, the
Look.
pathway didn't happen of me going and being a corporate
Yeah.
restaurant
Yeah.
manager, which was the goal to
Yeah.
do that for about five
Yeah.
years, and then I was going to open up a restaurant.
Gotcha.
So that was my vision was to go into restaurant management, get 5 years, maybe a decade, and then open
Yeah.
up my own restaurant.
Gotcha.
I
That
had
ain't
another
happened.
plan.
Look, hey, hey. But hey, God's plan ain't our plan. Okay, so
Right.
you didn't do that. So how did it
Yes.
how did it
So the transition, absolutely. So when I started in 2020, I was
mm,
still in restaurant management,
gotcha.
working 75 hours a week
Jesus.
and running my business at the same time. I was
Wow.
getting maybe 3 or 4 hours of sleep. Sometime I would not sleep at all,
Wow.
and it really piled up on me. And I realized I said, okay, I'm gonna have to make a decision
Yeah.
because I can't do both.
Yeah.
There's just no way that I'm going to be able to give my all true
For
hospitality
sure.
to my clients
For
and
sure.
still perform at my best in restaurant management because I was always 100%.
Yeah.
Always making sure that my team was taken care of.
For sure.
Always made sure everybody felt valued and to also carry that back over to my company 100% as well. It was tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
was barely eating, I wasn't really
Yeah.
sleeping. And I said, okay, I have to
Have to
make a
do something
decision.
else. And that's the crazy thing because a lot of times those that are on the fence they want to know when is it time. That's the question that I always get. Kat,
Yeah,
when do you know? And like I say, everybody's situation is different,
yeah,
but yours was so clear. Like, hey, I can't either. Something got to give. One or the other, right? Either
absolutely.
I'm gonna be full time with my job or I gotta do this full time. So you jumped out and you did what you had to do. And I think that's what makes it click. You know, it's something inside of you that has to click
Yes.
and say this is the time. And what I also love about your story is you're not half, you don't do nothing half. And that
Yeah.
and that and to that point, that means you had to make a choice, because if
Mhm.
you were half, you would be like, you know what, well, I'll give my job, 50% of me, and we'll do business 50%. But that's not the energy
No.
that you gave. And that's so anybody that's watching this and that's interested in using your service, I can even just tell just by what you said that you're going to give 100% of
Absolutely.
everything that you do. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I just love that. So with that being said, this is both sides of the check, right? And we know that when we write checks, sometimes we get an NSF, we get a non-sufficient funds, right? You know what I'm saying? So you transitioned over, you've been doing this full time.
Yes.
Has there been any point in this journey where something almost took you out?
Multiple times.
Okay.
I would definitely say before I really dive into that, I tried to go full time. I think it was 3 times.
Wow. Okay.
So
Okay. I
I
got you.
tried 3 times. The first time is when I first left restaurant management. I was like, okay, I don't think I can support myself though. I'm living in the woodlands in a
Yeah.
luxury apartment.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't have no savings
Yeah.
really set up. I don't know how this is gonna work.
Gotcha.
But I knew I still needed to make it happen. So I had part-time jobs at the time.
I
So I was like,
got you.
okay, I'm gonna serve on the side
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I was serving in another fine dining restaurant, and they kept asking me, why don't you want to be a manager? Your resume is just so good and you do so well. And I'm like, no, I don't
That
want
ain't
it.
it. Look.
No. So being able to really stand firm on, okay,
Yeah.
even though I'm still doing these part-time jobs, I'm still 100% in my company, and I don't
Understood.
want to give myself again at
Yeah.
that capacity that I used to.
And let me ask you this though. So as a advice, and I know everybody's story is different. So
Mhm.
I'm not saying that this will be the end all be all,
Yeah.
but in your circumstance, when did you finally, because you say you had the part-time
Yes.
jobs, you
Yes.
had, you was in and out, tried to
Absolutely.
quit 3 times, right? So when was it finally like this is it? Like this
Yes.
is my time to go full time. What did that look like for you?
It was the 3rd time,
Okay.
and I remember I was in management with another company. I went back into management with another company, and I was like, "Okay, I need the money. I need to be able
Yeah.
to pay my
Yeah.
staff
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
my staff needs to be paid. I
Yeah.
need my
Yeah.
business to run
Yeah.
right. I need the money. I need this money."
Yeah. The money will
So
make you do
the money will
some
make you
things.
do.
Look.
But then I realized, I said, okay, I can't. It's
Yeah.
still not possible. I
Yeah.
mean, some people make it possible, but for me,
It
I
just
have a
yeah.
bigger vision for
For
my
sure.
company
For
to
sure.
really expand into a full hospitality company, taking care of all hospitality needs.
Yes.
Right. So I took a leave of absence. Right. So I took a
Okay.
leave of absence, had some personal things going on at the time. And I said, okay, I'm just going to take a leave of absence, focus, recalibrate.
Mm-hmm.
But during the leave of absence, I was like, I'm not going back.
Made it very clear.
I'm
Like
not going back. And at the time, we were actually getting ready to open up our first bakery with Bookie's Brookies with the
hmm
hospitality company. And, we were working on our funding. We would have the contract ready for the building. We had our inventory list ready to go. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
so I got a net ready to go. So I'm gonna be get paid salary, make sure my team is paid. Oh yeah, I'm about to resign. I'm done.
It's
I'm
over.
done. I knew it was over. And I think I had a week left.
mm,
And I was like, okay, it's almost time. Then I found out I was pretty much getting scammed. And so everything that I had set up literally crumbled in front of my eyes.
Jesus
And
Christ.
I didn't know whether I should keep going or go back. And I said, well, I've already made the decision. I already made the decision within myself
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I was not gonna go back. So I said, okay,
Wow.
so what do I do? The money isn't there anymore. The money isn't there.
Wow.
My whole safety net that I thought was
That
set
you was
up is
ready.
gone. And I still resigned. I said, I'm still gonna keep
Wow.
going. I'm gonna keep
Wow.
going. I'm not gonna stop. Not very many people knew what was
Yeah.
going on. I just kept
Just kept
going. Just
going.
kept operating business. I was hustling, getting
Mm.
contracts. I had a big contract with a school to cater for, part of the culinary department. And I was like, okay, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it
Yeah.
going. And then everything finally hit me, what had happened, and I was barely keeping up.
Jesus.
And I went into a depression for 3 months.
Wow.
I went into a deep depression and nobody knew. I was extremely depressed, but still showed up with a smile on my face
Wow.
through every opportunity, with every client, with every team member. I still tried my best to show up 100%. And when it was time to close those doors, when the event was over, when the catering was complete,
Then you
when we are done with the brookie event, I'm back home and I'm depressed. I don't know what I'm
wow.
gonna do. I don't know how this person's gonna get paid. That person's gonna. I don't know how my bills are gonna get paid. But I kept
Jesus.
going.
And let me I got a two-part a two-part question for this one. First of all, man, I words can't even describe, I don't even know how that might feel. But my question to you is what kept you going? Was it the
Mhm,
fact that you didn't, and some of it may be vain, like, hey, I don't want people to know that I'm going through this or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
But what really made you say, because you could have went back, like you said, you had a job
Absolutely.
lined up, but you say, you know what, I'ma still quit, I'ma still push for. So what made you say, I'm gonna still go through this? Because you
Mhm.
seen that it was
Yeah.
a tunnel coming up and you ain't really see no light. So what was it that said,
Mhm.
you know what, I'ma just do this regardless?
Faith.
Big faith.
Faith. I I don't know how I made it through all of that, but I did, and this was back in December 2023
Jesus, and
when
you
I
still
took the
pressing.
leap
Yeah.
of to do full time, and nothing but faith, staying consistent, persistent, and optimistic through faith. I knew what I wanted. I knew what was ahead. The vision was written out plain of I
What?
wanted
Yeah.
to
What?
be a big hospitality company, and I wasn't gonna stop.
I love that. I love that. Whoo, I just have to take a breath. Like it don't be too much. Like, I've heard a lot of stories. I've had a lot of people on this show, but that right there, because for you to keep pushing forward, not knowing what was on the other side, that's the difference between when we say a check writer and a check casher. That's the difference. A check writer, you writing that check, you can't, if you all in, you have to make the move.
Mhm.
And you had staff, you had the
Yeah,
team, all these people looking to you to make it happen. So
absolutely.
big faith, and I'm speechless because, like I said, I could only imagine what that felt like or what that looked like.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to still have you here, brother. Look.
Yes. Hey, I'm grateful. And coming out of the depression, I finally came to a point where I was like, okay, Xavier, we got to figure this out. Okay. So I literally had to force myself to I think I took like a week or two to really just stop
Yeah.
because
Yep.
I was still going.
Yep.
I was still
Yep.
going.
Yeah.
And I said, let me just stop. I need to recalibrate, come up with a new plan. How are we going to make this work?
I love it.
How are we going to make
I
this
love it.
happen? And the
And
rest
look
is
at you
history. I
now.
mean,
Look at you now.
it's been great. It's been really, really, really great, especially with Bookies Brookies, our
Yeah.
leading brand, what we're most known for, what people
Yeah,
most
I'm
know
about
me
to say,
for,
because
the
I was
Brookie
like,
King.
I like the pineapple thing, but them brookies though, for those that don't
Yes.
know, right? But I'm inspired, man. I mean, this show is to inspire, but I'm inspired. I've been doing this 10 years and I'm inspired, and I just say, man, kudos to you for keep going, for brushing it off. And yes, sometimes we got to encourage ourselves.
Hmm.
Because
Absolutely.
that ain't public. That was something that you had. It was between you and the Most High, right?
Right.
And so you had to just live in it, but you got through it, and I'm happy to hear that. So with that being said,
Mhm.
we talked about a non-sufficient fund, right? But let's talk about a deposit for those that are watching. they're hearing your story,
Yes.
what you done been through. Let's leave a deposit. What are some words of encouragement, advice, maybe through your story, that for those that are thinking, hey, is it my time to jump out and go full time? What would you
Mhm.
say?
Well, we have our talents, we have our passions, we have our wants, we have our needs,
Mm,
right?
okay.
But you have to be in position.
Ooh,
You have to be in position for what you want.
Jesus Christ.
If you're not in position, don't throw yourself out there.
Got you.
There's a
Okay.
difference between, okay, yes, we're moving on faith, right? But you also have to be realistic as well,
I love it.
right?
Yes.
It's okay to not be in position. I'm not saying that it's bad for you to not be in position, because if everybody was always in position,
What-
we all be billion trillionaires,
for
you know?
sure. For sure.
You have to accept the fact that if you're not in position, it is okay. You have to accept that
I love it.
and find what you need, find the resources that you
Yes.
need to be in position.
Man, that's
You
that's
have to.
that's that's that is real though, because what happens is a lot of people might see you, oh well, if he can do it, I can do it too. Or they're watching, social media and things of that. That's why I love, bringing on real entrepreneurs, people that's doing this for real. Because if you're looking at social media, everything gonna look like rainbows,
No,
butterflies,
but
cupcakes, brookies. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna all look sweet, right?
yes.
But at the end of the day, yes, you're gonna have to push through. Yes, you're
Mhm.
gonna have some time where you looking like,
Yeah,
but like, man, that's good. Be in position, because and it might require, and that's why I love your story. Yes, you had 3 4 jobs on the side, and some people are so embarrassed to have a job, or but hey, use that to fund.
mhm,
If you know that this is what you really want to do, set a goal and fund it. Is that
absolutely,
fair to say?
absolutely.
So, man, I appreciate you, and I just think that you're doing a thing. So, for those that don't know, we know that you have your hospitality, but if they want to follow you, if they want to learn more, maybe, and speaking of the hospitality, is there a certain type of event that you cater to? Tell me a little
Yeah,
bit more about
sure.
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with Regal Pineapple Hospitality, we finally redid it into 5 divisions.
Okay. Okay.
So we have our events division where we do event planning and coordination. We also assist with venue management as well. We do weddings, grand openings, product launches, intimate events as well, date nights on a boat, islands, etc. We
Okay.
also have
Look.
the culinary and catering department where we actually have 4 different chefs we partner with to do catering events. We also do cooking classes for kids and adults. We also give back to the community with homeless rehabilitation centers and teaching them how to cook again. Then we go into the custom gifts where we actually curate custom gift boxes, gift bags, party favors, and we actually utilize local small luxury businesses to curate those custom gifts as well. So
I
we try to
love
do
it.
that as much as possible. Then we have the showstopper, which known for the Brookie King. The
Okay.
Brookie King, King of the
Okay.
Brookies,
Look.
the first Brookie bakery in the nation,
I love it.
wrapped in gold, served with a gold spoon for your royal experience, which I also wanted to gift you with
Oh,
today.
see,
So,
this is what
yes.
I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. Well, thank you. I
Yes.
look. I would, try. Ooh, y'all.
The original, the OG chocolate
Look,
chip.
I'm gonna just close this back up because but I'm gonna set this right here. But I
Yes.
appreciate that.
And then lastly, we have our newest division, which I'm just ecstatic about. And no, I still can't believe
Look,
that it's real to this day. But we're opening up our first restaurant concept. So
Jesus is
it
so.
is
That's so exciting.
starting off as kind of like a pop-up restaurant, so we can get through all the kinks and see how it goes. So really excited. That's going to be launching in Shepherd, Texas on November 7th. So really,
Awesome.
really excited for
I
that.
need to be there. Shepherd Tech. Okay,
Yes.
well, man, just imagine going from working, working, not knowing, depressed, and look at you now, man. I'm just so excited for you. I thank you for, just coming out here and blessing us with your knowledge and your expertise.
Yes,
And I just can't wait to see. where the Most High takes you next. I
Yes,
just can't
thank
wait
you.
for it.
Thank you.
So, for those that want to book some intimate, fancy experience or whatever the case may be, how do we stay in touch? How do we
Yes.
find out what's next with with everything that you got going on with
Yes,
Zay?
absolutely. Well, you can definitely check us out, regalpineapplehospitality.com. You
Okay.
can also give us a call, 832-777-5123. You can find us on all social platforms as well,
Okay.
regalpineapplehospitality.com. And cannot wait to serve true hospitality to everyone. And don't forget, we also we have children's literacy. That is our huge give back to the community as well. So we do have our fifth annual Bookies Wonderland Free Kids Holiday Festival coming up. So
Okay.
yeah, check that out as well.
All right. Well,
Hmm.
y'all, look, y'all heard it here first. Another great check writer, both sides of the check. Guys, if you are just looking to stay inspired, if you're thinking about jumping out there and, maybe going from a check writer to a check casher, make sure that you tune in every single Monday at 6 a.m. where I bring in someone extra special to the hot seat. And if you are looking to take your concept, maybe you have a concept that you need to take to company. That's what I do. I'm Miss Cat, your coach, accountability partner, and teacher. I can help you take that concept, make it into a legitimate brand. So follow me on all socials at Connect with Miss Cat. That's Connect with MSCAT on all socials. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all stay connected, both sides of the check, and we'll see you next time.